Hi, welcome back to our channel, Two Brothers Opinion. My name is Barry. This is my brother Mark.
Yep, and so here's what we're going to do today. We thought we would talk about DEI,
And what does that stand for?
diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Okay.
But I think it stands for discrimination, exclusion, and inequality.
I would say that.
Yeah.
I
Now,
would
some
say
people
that.
move the letters around to make it DIE, and it's
Yeah, it just died.
die. But I think it's really about discriminating against a certain group of people, excluding those people,
Correct.
and that's not equal. That's inequality.
And again, another thing we agree upon, which we think DEI used to be called
Affirmative action. Right. Absolutely. And even then, there's
a discrimination against a certain group of people.
yeah. And being from Connecticut, there was a major case down in New Haven, I believe it was, with
Years
the fire
ago.
with the fire department, and the test for I think it was fire chief.
Or lieutenant or
Yeah,
something
it
like
was someone
that.
upper ranks, where a group of people said all took the same exact test, and some people said that the test was biased.
Not fair.
Right, and I believe it was a majority of white people that took the test, and if I'm remembering correctly, I think someone of color actually got the job, but the group of white people actually sued because of the way the testing was,
Testing was.
and it went all the way to the Supreme Court.
Supreme Court, correct.
And I think it took like 7 or 10 years.
It
Like
took
it took
a long
a
time.
long time. And it turned out that the group of white people, in this case, actually won the case
Actually,
because
yep.
it was discrimination. So I'll speak for both of us, we believe the same thing that a lot of conservatives believe, that it should be on merit. You take the test. If you qualify, if you're the best qualified person,
Correct.
it doesn't matter what you look like.
Nope, not at all. As
Doesn't
long
matter.
as you score what you're supposed to score.
And yeah, you
That's what they go off of.
right.
This shouldn't matter if you're black, Hispanic, white, Native American, whatever.
Yeah.
You should get the job.
Yeah. So it doesn't matter if you get on an airplane and there's two African American pilots.
Nope.
I don't care what they look like.
I
I
don't.
just want to know that they were the two best out of their class
The two people that could fly that plane.
and land that
I
thing
don't
without
care if they
crashing.
have green hair.
Yeah, I don't care
It
either.
don't matter to me.
Nope, it doesn't matter at all. It's kind of like, I just thought about it. It's kind of like music. If you go to a concert and the music is really good, who cares what the people look like?
Yeah, that are playing it.
Right.
Don't matter to me.
I just thought about that. I honestly never thought about it. When you said green hair, that made me think of it. Made me think like, yeah, I don't care if they got tattoos, that they got green hair, if their hair's long or short. If I go to a concert and the music is good, I walk out thinking, man, that was a good concert.
That was a good concert.
It's not like, well, the music was great, but they looked weird. No, I don't really care.
Yeah. I've seen Earth, Wind, and Fire 2 times. I mean, the original.
Yeah.
I love their music.
Yeah.
I don't care if they're black. They're black playing
No.
the music. It's great music.
Yeah. And it's funny because there are a lot of reaction videos out there where there's this guy's last name is Caldwell, and all the black people that watch this that will watch him sing this one song, when they actually see he's white,
He's a white guy.
They're like,
yeah,
I thought the dude was black.
because of the voice.
Because of the voice.
Yep.
People make assumptions.
Assumptions,
But who cares?
And
So,
if you assume,
yes, you make an
ass
out of you and me.
and me.
Or them.
Or them.
Again, not me.
So I have a little brief thing about affirmative action.
Go ahead.
All right, so
This happened to you, I think, right?
this happened to me.
Yeah.
This happened to me. I put in an application for the state of Connecticut Department of Transportation, the Highway Division. Okay, and met with a guy. I scored all the qualifications, and had the interview. Interview went well. He said, give me a call back on a certain date, and he would let me know. And when I did call back, he said, I can't hire you. And I said, why can't you hire me? I scored everything. Everything went well, right? Yeah, he says, I need to hire a black or a Hispanic because of affirmative action. There was too many whites working. Did I get upset? A little bit. Did I get a lawyer and sue? No, I was like, well, that's just the way it is, and went and got another job. But to me, that was reverse discrimination.
Absolutely. Because if you qualified for the job, then you would have qualified for that position.
Yeah. I mean, I had my CDL and everything. I had all the endorsements you could think of.
Right.
Passenger, hazmat, air brake, tanker, you name it, I had it. And I did well. So, but that's my story.
Yeah, but I would assume, though, that you took those skills and probably got another job.
I absolutely did.
Using those skills.
Using those same skills.
Nowadays, though, because I think back then that's what people did. It's like you walked out going, this is stupid, and you went and got another job. Nowadays, the first thing is like, I'm going to sue someone, and I'm going to make them give me the job, or I'm going to make it cost them money, or I'm going to sue them and get money because I deserve it. And when honestly, I don't think a lot of people deserve a lot of stuff. You go work for it.
No one deserves anything for it.
Because, the other example that comes up a lot of times, and I recently saw this where somebody was talking about DEI and, diversity. Talking about two things. One is the United States being a diverse country, except there's different people, but we were all working under one ideal of a free America where you had rights. Right. So we might have been diverse looking, but we were pretty solid in what we were supposed to be doing here. All the immigrants, they came for one reason. The other thing is, the example of like the NBA. NBA is probably like 75% black.
Probably.
Because they're better at basketball.
I saw playing
They're just
basketball.
better, right? Now.
Even though I'm 6'3".
Right, but if we were going to be diverse and equal, equity and let's include everybody.
Yep.
So should we make the NBA, 33% black, 33% white, and 33% Asian? And other people who are better say, well, sorry, but you're not one of those. You don't qualify.
How would that work?
I needed to hire some white people or an Asian person.
Right.
So when you bring that up to people, they're like, well, that's different. No, it isn't different.
It's not different.
Either you're playing by the rules, the same rules, or we're not playing by any rules. So, yeah.
So I mean those two black hockey players?
We should have more.
We should have more.
Get rid of the Canadians
and the Slavic people and Russians and Finns.
Yep.
They don't need to come over here and play.
They don't need to.
No.
It's ridiculous.
It's absolutely stupid.
It is. It's dumb.
Yep.
And one of the things that you always look at, and it comes from the left all the time, and it's the Democrats all the time, is as soon as they don't get what they want, they change the name.
Right.
So
affirmative action.
Well, we might have started up with civil rights.
Civil rights.
Eventually, it turns into affirmative action. Then it turns into DEI. What's it going to turn into next? It's because as soon as you start showing them that it's stupid, we'll change the name. So it was global warming.
Yes. Now it's
climate change
because it didn't fit the narrative.
Right, because we weren't warming because we got
weren't
colder.
Warmer, got colder. Yeah.
Yeah. So as soon as you prove
snow in Florida.
Yeah.
That's global warming.
Yeah.
Or snow in the desert.
Right. Yeah.
What was it in Saudi Arabia?
Yeah, I think it's one of the. I think it might have been Saudi Arabia where they had snow for the first time in a millennium.
They just changed the name.
Yeah, and it's just because they need some cause to go march about. It's like, how about you shut up and build up your merit and go get something that you
go
deserve.
To school.
Yeah, or if you want to be a NFL player, go exercise and work out and get a coach hard. And work really hard and do the things you need to do to earn the job.
Because in this country, no one should be able to be stopped at anything that they're doing.
No.
As long as you try hard enough, you should get the position.
Yeah.
And I know years and years and years ago, yes, it was a buddy system.
Sure.
My uncle, I remember our father, Dad told me a story about a guy in a factory. They took one guy and fired him because he goes, I need the spot for my nephew. And I understand where things like this come from.
Right.
But I think we're beyond that now.
Yeah.
We shouldn't have this DEI. I think aren't those the people that are crashing the jets and flipping them over because they're not qualified to fly?
Who knows? But it very well could be that kind of, or if it's not that, if it's not the people flying it, it's the air traffic controllers that are being pushed in because, well, we need them to look diverse. Well, the planes are crashing,
or almost hitting each other in the air or on runways.
There's videos of one plane landing and another one's crossing the runway at the same time.
That's diverse.
Yeah,
it's pretty diverse.
It's pretty it'd be diverse all over the runway.
Yeah,
but so yeah, we just think DEI, which comes from the left, which comes from the Democrats. And here's another example of how dumb the Democrats are when they're already, and this won't come to be, but they're right now pushing like AOC is like the leader of the Democratic Party and running for president. She's a moron.
She's a bartender.
She's a bartender with no brains.
Which we don't say anything bad about bartenders.
No, bartenders are good. Like if they can pour a good drink, they're good.
They're good. And I'm not a drinker.
Neither one of us are drinkers.
But I know what
a good bartender looks like, right?
A vodka and orange juice is.
Yeah. and they just showed the other day. They just showed her district in New York that she comes from. The people there hate her. They can't stand her, and they're walking around saying this is a third world country. There's people laying on the sidewalks. There's garbage everywhere, and she's out there, pumping it all up because she just wants to make her money like everybody else does.
Yeah, that's what
she doesn't care about.
So they have a salary. They go in as a congresswoman or congressman. Yeah. I think they're $174,000 a year.
Yep.
So you're in office 4 years,
and you come out a millionaire,
and you're worth $8 million.
Right?
How does that doesn't add up? The figures don't add up.
Nope.
People are coming in and giving you money for whatever.
Yeah.
And you're keeping it. That's what they go into politics for, to make money, not to help me and you.
Yeah, none of them go in. There's only one that I know of recently that went in and lost money. Trump.
Oh, yeah, that's true, too.
He's the only one. He lost money. It cost him money to be president.
It cost him money to be president. True. Yeah. He doesn't even take a salary.
No, he doesn't take a salary.
I think he should take it, personally.
I know he should. I think he takes it and he gives it away.
Well, he does.
He doesn't keep it, right.
Yeah, but, parks, some veterans organizations.
Yeah, you see he's putting in 2 flagpoles at the White House.
Oh, no, I did not know
He's paying for it himself.
Oh, see that? There we go.
Not using taxpayer money.
No. See, now if a Democrat did it, it would cost $8 million to put a flagpole in.
Yeah, each, because, we got to have it surveyed and go through all these things and have 8,000 people come and test the soil to see.
So you don't hurt the grubs that are in the ground.
Yeah, because we have DEI. We got to make sure
everything's
the right grubs.
The right grubs are there.
They don't get displaced to another part of the lawn, which would be.
And then they would be infringing upon another insect.
That's right. And
terrible.
Then there would be then there'd be a lawsuit.
Someone would win.
Grub versus the United States of America.
What is it? The AFL-CIO?
Yeah.
They're good people.
Yep. And the Southern Poverty Law Center, they'd all get involved.
What did Daddy used to say? Get rid of all the lawyers. It'd be a better country.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because have you noticed most of Congress, they're all lawyers? Except for the bartender. But the rest of them are all lawyers.
Yeah, and the fake Indian.
Yeah, that's true. Pocahontas. From Massachusetts.
Yeah. I should have said that.
Yeah.
Years ago I did one time on an application. I said, I should put Native American. How did I know?
Well, you were born here, so you are a Native of America.
Native of America. But
yeah.
Think about it. They would just go, you're Native American. Well, they don't ask for anything.
There was a video I watched where Candace Owens, who's from Connecticut originally.
Stanford.
She is in a mixed marriage. Husband's white, and so her kids are half and half. And they were talking to her about this DEI stuff and all this other stuff. And she says she's telling her kids that when they apply for college, put down black. And they said, well, why would you do that? She goes, because they have a better chance of getting in.
Absolutely.
Because of quotas.
Yep, quota system.
Now, she goes, I don't think it's right. But she goes, I would tell them to do it because if they put down white or if they put down mixed or whatever, they have less of a chance of getting in. I don't even know if
there's a mixed race.
I don't think so either.
I don't think there is on an application.
I don't know.
A lot of
there's everything else.
I don't even put it because it's optional.
And then, and I know that this probably isn't about DEI stuff, but people with 7,000 pronouns need to cut the crap.
Yep.
You're male, female, that's it.
Yeah, look down.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, the minute a baby's born, you can go, I know what that is.
Yeah.
Or not. But it's not like they, them, because I don't do that.
No, I don't do that.
I'll call you by your name.
Yeah, we're not from that era.
No. But I just, that was my own little
No,
tangent on that thing too.
It's okay. I mean, it all kind of intertwines.
It is. It's anything that's progressive screws up the country.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. But yeah, we were coming up with like what to talk about, and I'm like, well, DEI is a good thing because that's always in the
news.
Always in the news. But yeah, to me, it's all about discrimination, excluding people, inequality, and lack of merit.
Yeah. I mean, I don't care who's coming to save me in a fire. The last thing I'm doing is going, don't send the white guy.
I don't know. I want the strongest person who's going to lift me up and carry me out.
If I can't get out on my own.
Yep.
That's who I want.
I don't care if it's male or female.
Nope, neither do I.
And I don't care what you do when you go home. I just know that I want to go home.
See, I think that's the difference between people that are more conservative. We don't put we don't put our views on you, what you should be.
Right.
If you're homosexual, heterosexual, whatever you are, that's fine. Mm-hmm. I got no problems with that.
Right.
Do not inflict whatever you want upon me. Don't tell me what I have to do.
Right, and how you need
and how I need to behave.
Yeah. Yeah, because if a cop pulls you over, or in case a fireman has to rescue you, or an ambulance driver, whatever. I mean, you need a carpenter. I don't really care what it is. I don't really ask.
No,
I just want to
know. Because you do the job.
Yeah, do you know what you're doing?
Yeah.
And what's your price?
Yeah, and what's your price?
And if your price is good and you know what you're doing,
you get the job.
You get the job.
Yeah. And if people are sitting out there that don't really know us, because we do have a lot of people that know us that watch this. My daughter's half Puerto Rican.
Right.
My brother could attest.
Yep.
I am the United Nations when it comes to dating women.
Oh, yeah.
I've been with Mexicans, Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, Panamanian. I lived in Panama for a while. I dated a Costa Rican girl. Yes, I like Latina women. That's just what I want a white girl.
You're diverse.
Yeah, I'm diverse. I'm the United Nations.
Well, I have
many flags under my belt.
I used to say that to people. Like when our family gets together for like Christmas or whatever, like, yeah, we look like the world.
We sure do.
We have everybody.
Yeah.
And
my sister's married to a black guy who's the nicest guy in
the world, yeah.
Treats her fantastic.
Yep.
Fantastic. We love Lance.
Yeah. So we have nieces that are half white, half black.
Yeah.
We don't consider them that other than they're our niece.
That's right.
Or our nephew.
Or our nephew. That's it.
Because they're twins. But yeah, it's like there's no discrimination that runs in our family anymore. Now, 40, 50 years ago,
I'm sure there was.
There was tension.
Sure.
But now,
no.
It's just sister-in-laws, brother-in-laws, nieces. Like we're all together, and we're lucky. I tell people that I know that how lucky we are because people were like, what did you do for Easter? I'm like, we went to the same aunt and uncle's house we've been going to since I was born, with the same people.
Yep.
Still there, and we're playing basically the same card games and things.
Yep. Since
I was, and I'm 68, so forever.
Yeah, there's a few less people.
Yeah, there's a couple less
dying off.
But our family, our mom's side, people don't die like that.
They live forever.
They go to if they hit 100 and plus, that's usually when they go. So we have aunts, uncles, that are in their 80s and 90s. Pushing close to 100. Our mom is going to be 94,
and her sister's still alive.
Her older sister's still alive.
Yeah, and lives in assisted living.
I know,
not in a convalescent.
Yeah, and gets around by herself. Yeah. But yeah, we don't. We
never were taught that.
No. There's no discrimination in our family.
When we moved to Waterbury, the neighbor behind me, a black family. I've been friends with him since we were like 4.5 years old.
Yep.
I just talked to him yesterday on the phone for an hour.
Yeah.
And I don't care.
No, because he's just him.
Yeah. I ate at his house. I went fishing with his family. We went to ball games in New York. He's come out to places with us, trips with us.
Yeah.
We don't look at that. If you treat someone right with respect, that's all we want.
Right. And that goes back to, in a sense, the merit. If you're a good person.
Yep.
Then you're part of our family group.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not a good person,
no, we will shun you.
Yeah. Like you won't be around long. But
No.
but they're accepting of people's life changes and stuff that goes
Sure,
on.
things happen.
Yeah, stuff happens, but we're lucky. I think we're really lucky that the kind of family we are, and I'm not mean just our immediate family, but aunts, uncles, cousins.
Yeah.
We could all get together, and everything's okay.
Yeah.
And nobody holds like lifelong grudges against people.
No.
No, I mean there was every family has crap along the way,
Sure.
but
We always come back together.
and our father used to say, like, you might have friends, but the only real friends you have is your family, because you could always count on family.
Always.
And that's so that kind of fits into in my head with the merit thing. It's like if you're a good person, you treat everybody good, we all get along, you've earned the right to like be around and have fun. I don't get people who hold grudges and lifelong thing, because it only like beats you up physically.
Or push people to be accept you.
Yeah.
Don't push me to accept you. Just be a person. And I will accept you.
Yeah.
Be nice.
Yep.
Greet people right. I don't care what color hair you have, what you consider yourself, of them, thee, thy, thee, though. I really don't care.
I know.
You treat me nice. Hi, how are you? We could be a friend.
Yep. Yeah, I went
Don't force anything on me.
a few years
I don't
ago.
like it.
I went on a golf weekend with 3 other guys. So Carlos is Puerto Rican.
Yep.
And then there was I forgot his name right now, but he was this younger guy too. He was black, and then his uncle, who lives in North Carolina, was black, and me, Mr. White Polak,
White Italian Polak.
And here we are. We spent like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday playing golf.
Sure.
All living together in the same place, going out, having fun, going out to eat. It was a blast. Like nobody looked at anybody like,
hey, I can't. He's a white guy. Let's not
right?
talk.
Yeah. No one was like, well, we're all minorities, and let's bring one token white guy. No,
Yeah.
no, it's like,
So we fit in.
yeah, no, that's true. And there's one joke that I did when I was in high school, and I always tell people, and it kind of like says a little bit about how we see things. That I was in high school senior year, walking down the hall between classes, and there were 2 black kids.
Oh, God.
They were twins.
Yeah.
They were twins.
And they were your friends.
They were my friends. But we're walking down, so I'm in the middle.
This is in the middle of
This
of
is
pretty
during
much the
there was like race riots and
race
stuff
riots
going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm in the middle. They're on each side of me. We're walking down to the next class. So as we're walking, all of a sudden I was like, "Stop! Stop!" They're like, "What?" I'm like, "We're in Oreo." They lost it. They were hysterical laughing.
I don't know, things. I think things got worse since then.
Yeah, they have, because everybody starts throwing this crap out about affirmative action and DEI. You start throwing this stuff around.
Yeah.
It starts separating people into groups.
Correct.
So now
I think it's done purposely.
Of course it is. They
do not want a united America.
They want everybody fighting each other, because that's how they make money.
Yeah, when we're busy fighting each other, we don't know what Washington's doing.
Well, not only that, but you get like guys like Al Sharpton.
Oh yeah, he's an idiot.
He's made a whole life career out of making sure people
and
hate
owes
each other
millions of dollars in
taxes,
and they don't arrest them.
Right.
But I got audited one time when I was younger. This is a true story. I got a letter. I owed like $100. So there was a number to call, and I called, and I got someone from the IRS. And I said to him, how could you find my honest mistake of $100, but you can't find Willie Nelson's millions of dollars that he owes?
Right.
And this is his words: because we know people like you will pay it.
Yep.
Yeah. So what did they do? They did a concert thing for him to pay his taxes.
Yeah.
Willie Nelson.
Yep.
I mean, you know that you have to pay taxes on money you make.
We
don't like it.
Right.
But that's the way it is.
Although Ron White, the comedian, has to think about it. He goes, when he worked, because he's a comedian, so he says I have to do
1099s?
No, but he has to do quarterly.
Oh, quarterly.
He has to pay. He says, I thought quarterly was every 25 years.
Well, in our family, it is. we have people that live over 100.
Yeah. But anyways, so, we think DEI is stupid.
Yep. Affirmative action was stupid.
And all it does is separate people into different groups and pits one group against another group.
Yep.
Instead of, because if you got rid of all that, then all of a sudden we would all be just humans living together, and the people who earn stuff get it. And the people who don't work hard enough, you created that.
So basically, you go to school, you fool around in school. Now they have no student left behind.
Yep.
So they push them through school.
Yep.
So now, like the girl in Hartford, Connecticut,
Just sued
this public school in Hartford, Connecticut, because she graduated with high honors, can't read and write.
And can't read.
How does that happen?
Yeah.
She went to college, and then I guess
She
everything
found out
fell
in college
apart.
where all of a sudden, like, she couldn't do the work.
Yeah. So this is what it gets you.
Yep.
So now, is she going to get a job somewhere? Wait, no. She might.
She'll get a job.
She might, because of DEI. We can't leave her behind.
True, but then again, we don't know what kind of job you're going to get.
No, but what I'm trying to point out is, if you choose not to go to school, not to do your work, and then you all of a sudden have to earn a living, and then you're like, oh my God,
right?
I can't get a decent job, but at the pickle girl at Dunkin' at McDonald's,
Right?
Sorry,
Right.
That's the way it is.
Yeah.
So now you're going to complain about it.
And you're
You
going to
should
say,
have went to school.
and then you're going to complain that, like, well, why do billionaires need all this money? Because they worked for it.
Yeah.
They took risks. But anyways.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's our rant
That's our rant today.
about DEI.
Yeah, which is
Bullshit.
yeah, yep. It definitely is.
Like that little kid on the videos. Bullshit.
Oh, I love that kid.
I love that kid.
It is. All right. So we'll end with our thing, which is like, don't let people. You have a voice, and don't let people silence it.
Yeah.
And
please like and subscribe.
Yep.
Hit the notification bell. Leave a comment. I hope we get a bunch of comments on this one.
Yeah, even if you're commenting about some of the fun stuff we said.
Yeah.
But it is true. We don't want to make like something like DEI a serious because I'm not going to let it run my life.
Nope.
I just wanted to get something out there that says, you know what, don't accept what you hear as fact, because all this affirmative action DEI stuff is not helping the country. It separates people into groups. It pits one after another, and all you do is get tension and problems.
Correct.
So, all right.
Alrighty.
So we will see you guys
on the next video.
on the next video.
Thank you.
Bye.